producing activity. Spending hours watching TV is not an income producing activity. So you kind of get the gist of it. So in Plexus, if you want to be successful, you need to be doing IPAs, income producing activities. So tonight we are going to be going over some income producing activities because we want, again, as Lane said, we want everybody to just begin to flourish, to grow, to expand. And again, that's going to be different for everybody. But if you have the steps in place and you are taking those steps, moving forward in that, it will happen. It may happen faster for some. It may go slower for some. But if you're doing it, it will happen. So again, IPAs, income producing activities, is what we're going to focus on tonight. So the first thing that I want to do as far as an income producing activity or talk about is making your list of contacts, 100 people. So write down on a piece of paper or on your tablet or computer, whatever you want to do.
Piece of paper, it makes it real.
Yeah, well, some people are more technical and may want a spreadsheet.
I am.
Yeah, they may want a spreadsheet.
This is me.
But anyway, whatever's comfortable for you, but actually make a list of 100 people. Now, you may think, well, that's a lot. Well, if you go through your Facebook feed or through your friends list, you can everybody's easily got way over 100 people. But what I want you to do is I want you to be praying about that 100 that God puts on your heart. See who it is that the Lord leads you to. And also be paying attention who you think would be rock stars in this, who would be business builders in this. I'm going to use Lane for an example. Well, don't count anybody out is what I want to say, because Deborah never thought Lane would be interested in Plexus. Right. And then Lane tried it, and the rest is history. And Deborah didn't realize that she had a business builder that she went to church with. So don't ever count out anybody, even though that person may not be on your 100 list right now, or you may not even be thinking about them right now. Down the road, God may lay that person on your heart, or that person may come to you just by seeing your post. But be making that 100 person list. And then what I want you to do is reach out to those people. So if you can just do 5 a day. So if you do 5 a day, it'd take you 20 days to get through them all. But at least be doing 5 a day, reaching out to that 100 people 5 a day. And in your 100, try to categorize, or not categorize, but try to list your top 10, who you think would actually be, again, the business builders or the rock stars in this. And those are the ones that you really, again, don't limit anybody out or count anybody out, but anybody can do this. But just be praying about that top 10 but be reaching out to all of them. And again, I think I said this, you'll always be adding people to your list. You never know who may come up, who you may meet at a ball game or who you may meet at church. Just be always adding people to your list. And don't just stop at 100. If you want to do 200, 300 people, that's absolutely fine. But you need to start somewhere. We all do. So start with 100 and then be contacting those people. Start with 5 a day.
Another thing you wrote down here was to be praying for these people. That's been a huge thing for me personally, and I think for Michael too. But I pray for every single name on this screen all the time. I've prayed for every one of you by name. And it's important to do that, because you want to truly care. This is a business, and we do plan to take it to the top. But it's because it works, the product works. And so we want other people to see what we see and feel what we feel through this product. So praying for them, that God opens the door for them. It's not easy to jump into something like this. So just praying for them is very important to me personally, and praying for the people that I don't even know will be on my team yet, for God to, make a way for them and to put something deep in them like he did with me. I was so annoyed with Plexus, and that's because God was working on me. So I just want to throw that in there. Okay, so we've all been told no so many times since starting Plexus, right? I know that I get told no literally every single day. Either I'm told no or I'm completely ignored. And I would rather hear a no than a nothing, even though the nothings are probably going to happen better than a no. But being ignored really stinks, guys, and I get that. Some of you get so frustrated, and I understand your frustration. I stay positive on Facebook, and I encourage you to do the same thing. I stay positive and walk everywhere that I go. I stay positive. This is the only one who sees me negative. And he got it today. Oh, my goodness. I had a whole bunch of kids today. But anyway, it's important to stay positive. And even whenever you're getting ignored, even whenever you're being told no all the time, you can choose what to do with that. You can choose to hold on to that and let it get you down and let the enemy win by getting you down and getting you discouraged. Or you can take that, you can pray for that person and just let it go. Just drop it.
And I'll add, Krista, when she came back from the convention in June, she brought this up and she said, nobody has been told no more than the diamonds.
Yeah.
The ones who are at the top. You know, we just started off in this, so we think, oh, no, whenever people start telling us no, we get discouraged. Well, you can't quit just by somebody saying no or it's not working out for them. You know, the diamonds have been told no more than anybody.
Right.
And they didn't quit. And I'll add a little bit as far as my business goes. You know, everybody may know or may not know, but I sell insurance. So the fact of, you know, I may get a bunch of people that'll insure with me and I may lose a few, but I'm getting more than what I'm losing. So what do they call that when you actually lose people in Plexus? I can't even think of what it's called now, but they call it something. And
it's a white line in the back office.
Basically you start seeing these white lines show up, and that's kind of what happens as they start falling off. But that's normal. That happens. People will do this, and either they're not consistent in it or it just doesn't work out for them, and they quit. But if they quit, are you going to quit? And that's where you have to say, no, I'm in this for the long haul. I'm not going to quit. I will keep going, keep moving forward.
Because the product works. Because
Right.
We're not liars. We're not making this stuff up. And the product works. And if it's not working, then you're not doing something right. If it's not working, we got to switch up what you're taking, the time of the day you're taking it. So never let somebody say, sorry, it's not working. Thanks anyway. Say, no, sis. Hey, wait. Let's figure this out. I know it's going to work for you. I have complete belief in this product. When have you been taking it? Let's figure this out together. And that's one of the things I was going to talk about too, is following up. It's like next to reaching out, following up is just right there. I don't know which one's most important. They go hand in hand. And that's not just following up with your customers, but you know, your ambassadors too. I want all of you guys to be feeling good. I want to make sure you are continuing to feel good and seeing the benefits of the product. So, but with the customers, I try to talk to all my customers. Most of them every week. You kind of get a feel for some that I'm getting annoyed with you asking me every single week. So maybe every other week. But just check up on them, because they might be waiting to say, hey, I don't feel good. Something's going on. Oh, well, they're on thyroid medicine. We need to space out their, the time of the day that they take these. So little things like that go so far, and building relationships with these people has been huge to us.
They need to see you care, and if when they buy the product and you don't reach out for them for a month, well, more than likely, yeah, they're not going to be taking it the way they're supposed to be taking it, because most people don't. They just may drink it here and there. But if you're following up with them and keeping track and saying, hey, are you taking it consistently? Ask them questions, almost like accountability. You're holding them accountable to doing it the way it needs to be done. And if they're not, or if there's an issue, then it needs to be fixed.
Encourage them. Encourage them. Because most of us at that point, we're very down. We're very discouraged. That's why we turn to Plexus. So they need love and encouragement, and they need you to be a cheerleader for them, just like we need that, from others. So that's huge. And please feel free to add me or Michael to any of your conversations. We love when that happens. If you don't feel comfortable with that, if you think that person would be thrown off by that, I get that. If that's the case, screenshot your message, shoot it to me and say, hey, how do I respond here? What do I say to this? We would love to help you. We can't help unless we know where you're at in the conversation. We can't help unless we are informed of what's going on, but we want to help. We're like ready to jump, ready to help you, but you have to invite us into that. So please be encouraged to invite us into any conversations you're having, because we would love to help you. And then you'll learn from us, and you guys will all have teams of your own someday that you'll be doing this with. I'll let you talk about like Facebook posting.
Okay, so next we're going to talk about Facebook posting. And what I want to stress on this is consistency. That is the key, consistency. If you are not consistent with posting on Facebook, then people that are watching you will not take you seriously when it comes to Plexus. They won't. It needs to be at least once a day. Some of the diamonds that I've watched are posting 2-3 times a day. But, you know, we are, as beginners, we don't want to overwhelm people or scare them off or, you know, have a bunch of people unfollow us. So at least once a day, you need to be posting about Plexus or about what Plexus is doing for you. But consistency is key. And I'm going to use Deborah as an example because Deborah, we were watching her for months and months and months.
8 months.
Yeah. And I love using Deborah as an example because she is the key person that I love going to because she didn't quit. She was consistent in her posts. We were watching, we seen it. And then who knew 8 months later after watching her that we would be what we're doing today because of Deborah's consistency. So you don't know who's watching you now and what 8 months down the road is going to do for you and you or them and your business in this. So
I never even liked one single one of Deborah's pink drink posts. I didn't even hit like because I had too much pride. I thought she would message me and ask me about it for 8 months. So if you are 4 months into this and you think nobody even is watching, yes, they are. If you have 300 friends, 300 are watching. Yeah. So go ahead.
And so to make sure that they're watching, you know, there's a lot on Facebook and it can kind of get lost in the shuffle. So to make sure that they're watching, the best times to post that I've discovered is when people are off work. So because during the day people post, but they may lose a lot in the shuffle. By the time they get off work, that's when people are really starting to post a lot. And so the best time to post for me, what I've discovered is after 4-5 p.m. is whenever I begin to post or have a post on there. Or if I do post during the day, which is absolutely fine. You can post during the day. But what the key is that you want to make sure if nobody's making a comment or nobody's liking it, that you get on our post love thread and ask us, hey, boost this up so it'll pop back up into the top of the news feed because it will get lost. It will. If nobody's commenting or liking, it will get lost. So just make sure that you utilize that consistency and then the timing of posting. Again, whether you post during the middle of the day or late at night. And the thing is that sometimes God lays something on your heart at a certain time.
Like midnight.
Yeah.
For me.
Lane's done those, you know, where she just has this Holy Spirit felt led, hey, I need to post this right now, which is absolutely fine. But by morning, if nobody's commented or liking, there may be not a lot of people that see that. So we need to get that boosted up for you. I don't know if there was anything else I had on there.
Just post from the heart. Just
post from the heart. You know, be yourself. Don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to be Lane or be Deborah or be Chad and Krista. Post from your heart. Always try to include a picture in your posts, whether it be of you or the product. Just try to include something because like a lot of people, when they are going through Facebook, most times they are only looking for pictures. And if something grabs their attention, they will stop and then actually read the post. So try to make sure that you include pictures in your Facebook posts.
Good job, babe.
Yeah.
Guys, we were so nervous about this.
It was a little chaotic because, you know, we were on a completely different meeting and we were sitting there waiting like, is anybody going to show up?
Yeah.
No. And then we realized, we're on the wrong link.
It's been wild. Anyway, you're doing good, babe.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's talk about how to grow your friends list. I think I've doubled my friends list since I started. And I've gotten 2 customers I know just from doing that. They live in different states and they just saw it. I don't even know how that happened, but my Facebook is public and I'm adding friends like crazy. And so there's a lot of strangers still to me on my page.
Sorry, I'm going to interrupt. Everybody on this team needs to set their Facebook profiles to public. That's just a given. If you want anybody and everybody to see your post on Plexus, it has to be set to public. Go ahead.
Now, if you are uncomfortable with that, you can always just set your Plexus posts to public, not your whole profile. I just went ahead and did my whole profile. God's in this. He's got me. I'm comfortable with it. So I'm going for it. But yes, definitely make sure your posts are set to public for sure. But to add friends, you don't want to go through and add every suggested friend. You know, a 13-year-old from Idaho, it doesn't need Plexus in their life right now and doesn't have the financial, sources to get it. Be strategic. Find somebody that lives in another state as you, somebody that you connect with, that you relate to. Find them, look on their friends list. Maybe add 5, and then a month later go in and add 5 more. You don't want to add 40 of somebody else's friends all in the same night, or you will get a message from that friend of yours saying, hey, has your Facebook been hacked? I'm speaking from experience. I did that to my sister-in-law's friend list, and she's like, hey, all my friends are getting suggestions from you. Have you been hacked? And I'm like, oh, no, I just was looking for friends. So don't do that. Just maybe 5 or 6 at a time. But be strategic about it. You want to look for rock stars. You want to look for people that you think need this financially and mainly through their health. So, and then plugging in daily, something that Michael and I are doing every single day, every day, is watching training videos. We love watching diamond documentaries, except for I'll just watch like 5 minutes and then I'm over it. And he's like, oh, I was just getting into that.
I have probably, if you don't know, you can go to YouTube and there's a Plexus Worldwide. It's an actual page on YouTube. But anyway, you can go through and look at every single diamond documentary that's on there. And I have watched probably 75% of them. So, but the thing is the reason why I watch them is it's building belief in me.
Yes.
I look at those people and I say, they're just average people. Mm-hmm. I couldn't tell you how many times I've watched those, and I have seen where it's just a worship leader from church or a wife and her husband, and they just have ordinary jobs. And every time I watch them, I'm like, that's us. I couldn't tell you how many times I've watched one and said, Lane, every single person on here fits your description. So watching diamond documentaries builds belief in us, and it encourages us, and it helps us to set a goal and have a vision of saying, hey, that's where we're going to go. That's where we're going. And we have no doubt that that's where we're going. It's just a matter of when. How long will that be? Well, if it takes us 5 years to get there,
who cares?
Big deal. With that amount of income, if it takes us 10 years to get there, I don't care. I just know we're going there. And what it looks like, only God knows. But staying plugged in is so key. And I'm going to use church as an example. If you are a Christian, which I would assume most of us are, and you are not going to church, you're not reading your Bible, you are not praying, how plugged in, how connected do you think you are to God?
Right, that's a good one.
Not very well. I would say that you're probably going to have a lot of struggles. So, but if you are doing those things, and Plexus is no different. If you are staying connected, if you are in your training videos, if you're watching diamond documentaries, if you're getting on as many Zooms as you can, if you're studying Plexus, if you're reading up on Plexus, it is just you're going to see this business grow by staying plugged in. And I love using this example that I got from some church guy friends. Consider or think about a box fan. A box fan, that you just put in your window during the summertime, okay? It's plugged in. While it's plugged in, it has power. You unplug that box fan, and the blade is still going to spin. But it's going to get slower, and it's going to get slower and slower until it stops. It's going to spin for a little while, but then it's going to stop. And that's exactly the way that this would work. If you do not stay plugged in, if you are not getting plugged into everything that we're offering here, you're going to spin and spin and spin, and then you're just going to get to a place where you stop. And that's whenever you will more than likely quit, or you're going to contact us and say, help, I've lost all motivation. And the first thing we're going to ask you is, are you plugged in?
Yeah.
Are you staying connected? Are you doing what you need to be doing? And if not, And it would be no different for me trying to encourage a Christian brother. I'd say, are you reading your Bible and are you praying? If you're not doing those things, then more than likely you're going to struggle. Mm-hmm. So it's the exact same way here. So staying plugged in is so crucial and so key.
A lot of people that have, a lot of mamas that have full-time jobs and they come home to kids and they've got to cook and get them bathed and get them to bed. There's so much going on in our days. And so we tell ourselves we literally don't have time. And by the time I have time, I'm exhausted and I just want to go to sleep, right? No excuses. Because you know what? If you're on Plexus, you should be going to the bathroom 3 times a day, people. That's like 10 minutes, I'd say. 5 to 10 minutes. You can make it happen. Okay? On your drive to work, after you drop the kids off, I don't care if it's a 5-minute drive, turn the radio off, put a YouTube video up, and just listen to it. It's intentional. It's living intentional. It's making a point. Every spare minute that I have, I am going to be listening about Plexus. I'm going to be training about Plexus. Obviously, we do not want you to ever put this before God or your family. So please don't take me wrong on that. The Lord just spoke that to me. That is not what we're saying. Please don't think that's what you're saying. Prayer and Bible time, family time, first and foremost. That all the radio stations and all the Facebook scrolling.
All the TV watching.
Oh, yeah, we don't have a TV.
Yeah, so.
He came home one day and the TV was gone.
But it's been the best thing ever because we had wasted so many hours in front of that box.
It's a box
that pumps sewage into our house.
That's right.
And so we don't watch TV. We haven't watched TV, I would say, in probably 6 or 7 months. But I honestly feel like God was preparing us and saying, "Hey, I've got something that is going to you're going to need to spend more time on. And if you're in front of a TV, then this isn't going to work."
Right.
So not having TV is huge for us, just because it gives us more time for each other. But it also gives us more time for God and also to work this Plexus business.
So we're just telling you to be Amish and throw out your TVs. I mean, that's all we're saying. But truly, every spare second you have, and we were speaking about Facebook earlier, and IPAs, income producing activity. Okay, used to, Facebook for me was this, your thumb's doing this, you're scrolling through. I have to schedule time into my day to scroll through Facebook, but that's intentional because I'm commenting on just about every single thing. I'm building relationships. Never do I scroll through Facebook anymore and Plexus is not on my brain. Never. Because I'm building relationships. Yeah. And if I'm not scrolling and commenting, then I'm messaging people. And guys, everything we're saying tonight, we struggle with too. We tell ourselves this all the time. I have had great weeks, awesome weeks. And then the next week, nothing. And it gets me down sometimes. Last week, I think it was like 71 people I had messaged that day. And Michael got home and I said, I don't even know where my head's at. I can't even think. Like, I have fried my brain. I had a ton of activity last week. This week, I was on my run tonight and I was preaching to myself. And I thought, man, I've reached out to people. Well, yeah, like 3 or 4. Why am I not doing 70 like I did last week? Of course my momentum is not there because I'm not doing the income producing activity like I did last week. Every single day you got to wake up. We wanted to talk about this tonight because there's only one of Lane, and in my psycho actions and the way that I do things is not going to work for everybody. I'm not good at setting goals. I'm not good at looking long term. I really wish that I was, and I really, truly am not good at that. It's something that I struggle with. I literally am a one day at a time person, and sometimes that's not a good thing. So I'm not saying that to pat myself on the back. Sometimes it's really stupid. But that's the only way I've ever lived. So I wake up, and I give it 100% every minute of my day. So that when I go to bed that night, I know that I accomplished my one goal. I can't do 3 goals. I can only do one thing at a time. My one goal was to give my whole heart to my husband, my kids, my God, my Plexus that day. 100%. That's all that you can ask of yourself. And you know what? If you messed up that day, the sun's going to rise and you got another one. We dust off that discouragement, dust off all that negative thought, pull your boots up and let's start a new day, you know?
Right.
I want to encourage you guys to do that. And oh, we've got 10 minutes left. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, so you want to talk a little bit about Sip and C's and opportunity meetings. In case any of you don't know what that is, we wanted to explain a little bit.
Right. So, and I don't know who has done them before or who hasn't. And if you're, we've got some new people on here. So basically a Sip and C is whenever you have some interested people and you get them to, you say, hey, I'm going to be meeting together at a coffee shop, or, let's try to get together at a certain time, a certain day. And you get 4 or 5 people and you just have them basically taste Slim. And you also kind of give a testimony, kind of go over the product and what it does. But it's just basically a way for them to get to taste it and get to know a little bit more about Plexus and, the products that we have to offer. Now, the opportunity meeting, what that is it just as it suggests, the opportunity. It's the business side of Plexus, because there are some people out there who, they want a healthier lifestyle, but hey, I would love to make some money at this. How do we do that? So the opportunity meeting is just kind of going over the business and giving financial testimonies of how Plexus has completely changed a person's life financially, and also going over the product, but it's more geared about the opportunity and the compensation and how Plexus works and how amazing it is. And so that's the differences between those two. And I would suggest if you haven't done one, get with us and we will schedule one. I know some of us are in different states and everything, but still get with us and we will coach you, we'll encourage you on how to get one going. But they are so important because, a lot of these interactions that you have are Facebook only. Well, by having a Sip and See or an opportunity meeting, you got to get face-to-face. And there's nothing more powerful than having that face-to-face conversation. And plus, whenever you get 4 or 5 people at an opportunity meeting or the Sip and See, they can say, hey, there's something to this because this person is here and this person is here and they're interested in it. And it really just kind of piques your interest a little bit more. So I would encourage you to do a Sip and See or an opportunity meeting. I would actually, if you haven't done any of them, I would start with the Sip and See first, and just kind of get your feet wet with that. And then we can kind of jump into the opportunity meetings later.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done 2 or 3 Sip and C's, and every time it's nerve-wracking. I would get get every time, but it's so fun. And, you feel you're giving and you're being generous, and at the same time, hoping to, get some customers out of it. And speaking of customers, speaking of that, let's talk about what we're going to do, our big giveaway. Are we on the same page with that?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Did we discuss it?
Wait, this morning, Target gift card.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so for all of our awesome team, we want to encourage you to grow your own teams. Like, it's the most fun thing ever to grow your own team.
And by the way, last week, whenever the half off, or not half off, but the
$19.99 deal.
We just blew that out of the water. I mean, we joined like 16 people to our team, and we need to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, it kind of went. Yeah, so we want to lift it back up.
We haven't nobody signed anybody up, including us, for like 6 days now. So we've got to stop that.
So we've got 6 minutes left. Okay. And we have to tell you, for every single one of you that add an ambassador between now and Sunday at midnight, we're going to give you a $10 Target gift card or Walmart gift card, whichever you choose. Yay, isn't that fun? So, add some ambassadors, grow your team. We want to encourage you. We want to help you. Everybody loves Target. Everybody loves Walmart.
So, for each ambassador, so if you get 5 ambassadors, that's $50. If you get 10 ambassadors, that's $100.
Make us go broke. We just got paid.
Let's do that.
Okay, so that's what we want to do for you. And also, I found the best quote today to go with this. It was a picture of a turtle. So just envision a turtle. And it said, your speed doesn't matter. Forward is forward. So we just want you guys every day to move forward. Don't be stagnant. Don't move back. Wake up, move forward. Sound good? Let's pray.
All right. Thank you guys again for joining us tonight. I'm going to hit stop recording